everyone, my name is Rachel. Welcome back to my channel, and welcome to one of the most exciting videos that I have ever filmed. You guys have no idea how excited I am to talk about this. Okay, we are here to announce the Summer of Tessa Dare read-along. Oh my god. We are here, we're doing this. So I have been dying to read all of Tessa Dare's books that she's published with Avon. Believe it or not, I've only read most of these books once. This will be my first time rereading a lot of these books. I have reread one of her series, and I'll get to that when I talk about the books individually, but I got this idea a few weeks ago that the summer would be the perfect time to do a read-along where we could all read these books together and gush about them in live show discussions. And so I decided to put this together. I also wanted to co-host this read-along with some amazing friends of mine, so I reached out to B from Mama Needs to Read Romance, Ava from Ava's Romance Books, Tiffany from Tiff Talks Pages, and Samantha from Books with Samantha. And I am just so excited to be doing this read-along with them and with all of you. So this read-along is happening from May 21st through July 30th, so you guys have some time to reserve these books from your libraries or purchase copies for yourselves, however you like to read your books. And so the first series that we are going to read is the entirety of her Spindle Cove series, which are the first books that she published with Avon. So this is a series that takes place in Spindle Cove, as you can guess. This is a coastal village, a very small town, and this is a place where women of society like to go to just kind of get away from it all or to recover from an illness, different things like that. And this is just such a fun and adorable series. Some of my absolute favorite Tessa Dare books come from this series. So let's get down to the nitty-gritty of when the live shows for these books are going to be. So the first live show is going to be Sunday, May 21st. By the way, all of the live shows are going to be Sunday afternoons at 4 p.m. Central Time, and that live show is going to be for A Night to Surrender, which is book 1 of the Spindle Cove series, and we will also be discussing Once Upon a Winter's Eve. I think that's the title. I don't have a physical copy, so I can't be sure. But yes, we will be discussing these first 2 books in that first live show. That will be on my channel. So then for the next live show, we will be discussing the next 2 books in the series, which are A Week to Be Wicked. This is one of my favorite books by Tessa Dare. This is a road trip romance, lots of hijinks ensuing. There's kissing lessons. What more could you want? Plus, Colin and Minerva are just such amazing, lovable characters. And for that live show, we will also be discussing A Lady by Midnight. And so this live show will be taking place on Sunday, June 4th on Samantha's channel. That's Books with Samantha. And I will of course link my lovely co-hosts down in the description below. I also wanted to mention that I decided to space out these live shows so that they would be every 2 weeks, so that we would have more than enough time to read the books for each live show. And so for the next live show after that, we will actually be reading 3 books, but it's 2 novellas and a full-length novel, so I still think that it's pretty doable for about 2 weeks. But these are going to be the last 3 books that we have of the Spindle Cove series. So that is Beauty and the Blacksmith. This is just such a sweet and spoony romance. Aaron is a cinnamon roll hero, and I love him so much. We will also be discussing Any Duchess Will Do, which is another one of my top favorites by Tessa Dare. This one is a class difference romance. So funny. Just such a wonderful romance. There's even some role play involved. I still remember that scene to this day, so very excited to reread it. And then last but not least, for the Spindle Cove series, we have Lord Dashwood Missed Out. This is a really fun forced proximity, snowed in romance, just a really fun time. The live show for these 3 books is going to be Sunday, June 18th, and that is going to be hosted by Ava from Ava's Romance Books. So now we are getting into the Castles Ever After series, which is the next series that Tessa Dare published with Avon. This isn't my absolute favorite series by her. cover, but it's still so much fun, really enjoyable, and I'm very excited to reread these books because my opinion might change about some of these. So I decided to split up this series into 2 live show discussions. So for the first 2 books of the series, which is Romancing the Duke, this is a Beauty and the Beast retelling, such a fun time, and this one is Say Yes to the Marquis, and even though the cover doesn't show it, we do have a plus-sized heroine, which is awesome. But the live show for these 2 books is going to be Sunday, July 2nd. This live show will be hosted by Tiffany from Tiff Talks Pages. And then to round out the Castles Ever After series, we have When a Scot Ties the Knot. Also, I have not been showing the step backs because I have the step backs for this series. What is wrong with me? But here's Romancing the Duke. Beautiful. And then we have Say Yes to the Marquis. These are just absolutely stunning step backs. Oh my goodness. And then here is When a Scot Ties the Knot, probably my favorite Tessa Dare step back, just so gorgeous. And then unfortunately I don't have a step back for Do You Want to Start a Scandal? But yes, these are the last 2 books of the Castles Ever After series. So once again, we have When a Scot Ties the Knot and Do You Want to Start a Scandal? And Do You Want to Start a Scandal is really fun because it's actually a crossover between the Spindle Cove series and the Castles Ever After series. So the live show discussion for these 2 books is going to be Sunday, July 16th. On B's channel from Mama Needs to Read Romance. And last but not least, to round out this incredible summer of Tessa Dare Read Along, we will be reading the entirety of the Girl Meets Duke series. So all 3 of these books will be discussed in the last live show, which is going to be Sunday, July 30th on my channel. So we have The Duchess Deal, which you guys should know at this point, this is my favorite Tessa Dare book that I've ever read. Such an amazing marriage of convenience, so funny. Just incredible. Ash is definitely a book husband. Keep forgetting to show the step backs, but here's the one for Duchess Deal. Absolutely beautiful. And then we have The Governess Game, book 2, and finally the Wallflower Wager. Gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. But yes, we have The Governess Game, which is a governess romance, as you can guess. We have Chase, who is a rake hero. Tessa Dare doesn't write a lot of rake heroes, but when she does, it's always a fun time. And the highlight of this book is definitely Rosamond and Daisy, who are Chase's wards. They are so morbid and they are so hilarious. It's incredible. And last but not least, for the Girl Meets Duke series, we have The Wallflower Wager, which is like the epitome of a grumpy sunshine romance. Penny is just so fun, so quirky. She owns all of these different kinds of animals as pets, and she is just so lovably chaotic. So I'm very excited for sure to reread this series. This will actually be my 3rd time reading these books, and I cannot wait. So that's going to be it for all the logistics for this read along. Definitely go follow all of us on Instagram if you aren't already, because I've made some really pretty graphics, if I do say so myself, that fully and clearly explain when all the live shows will be and what books we'll be discussing for each live show, everything like that, because I know that sometimes things can get a bit confusing when I'm just, you know, throwing dates at you, right? So I am just over the moon excited for this read along. I would love it if you would leave a comment down below telling me if you're going to participate in this read along. I really hope that as many of you as possible will be participating with us. My love for Tessa Dare and her books truly knows no bounds, and I can't wait to share that love with you all during these live show discussions. So with all that being said, I would love it if you would leave a like and subscribe, and I thank you so much in advance if you do, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!